Welcome to our How to Add Groups to the Rock video. From your home screen, go over to the Dashboard section, scroll down to find your specific location, then make your way to the right-hand side of the page when you're on your location dashboard and find Next Steps, Groups, and choose between Off-Site, Online, and On-Site. Off-site would be historically life groups. These are groups that meet in the community or in homes throughout the area. Online are groups that are hosted on the internet. And on-site are groups that actually meet at an LCBC location. Historically, these have been things like men's frat or she studies. For the purpose of this video, we're going to select off-site. In the Groups viewer, go to Add Group and Add Child to Selected. And what that means is we're going to add an individual group to the parent group, which is off-site groups. Here you'll see all the information you need to enter to add a group. And we're going to go through this line by line. When you're inputting groups from F1 into Rock, we only want to bring over groups that are active, meaning we only want to add groups that are still currently meeting. There's no need to bring in all the retired groups. We already have that information stored, so we want to just have record of groups that are actually meeting currently. Now, if a group is meeting but they don't want to add new members or be listed on the Groups Finder, we're going to deselect the public option, and you could simply enter their leaders' names. In this case, it would be Jason Castelli, and just fill in the information for that group. However, if you're adding in groups that want to add new members this fall on the Groups Finder, fall 2019, we want the name to actually be the subject of what they're studying. This helps people just to easily identify a group they want to be a part of. Jason Castelli's home group doesn't mean anything to them. So in this case, my group would be studying the weekend recap for the Own It series. I want that to be public because I want people to be able to search for it on the Groups Finder. And I'm going to add a description that gives more clarity as to what that actually is. And so it's a group for anyone looking to continue learning and applying the weekend teaching from the Own It series using message-based questions. It's led by Jason and Katie Castelli. And that will help us be able to search for leaders later on. So that's an important thing to add in the description column. When you go down to the general section, you want to go to group type. This will always be adult groups. You want to select your location. In this case, it's Mannheim. And what that means is simply that this is a Mannheim group because I, as a leader, am being cared for by the Mannheim team. Certainly people from other nearby locations, whether it be Harrisburg or York or Ephrata, could be part of this group if they wanted to drive to be part of it. But it's counted as a Mannheim group. And the parent group is off-site. So again, if you needed to change this for some reason to online or to on-site, you could simply click that arrow and then change the parent group. Down to meeting details, we want to add a location. And to do that, you come over to the plus button, and it'll give you 3 different options for locations. Again, you could pick a physical location. That's for on-site groups. You could choose an address if you wanted to let people know specifically where the group would be meeting. I could enter my home address. Or you could choose a point on a map. And for the public nature of the Groups Finder, I think this is a great option to do because what it does is it gives a generic location as to where the group will be meeting. So on the map, you would scroll to just about where the group would meet, and you would choose the map or pin icon. Click on that, and then click where about on the map your group would be meeting, and select Done. Click Save, and then it'll generate that generic location for you. Then you'd want to add a group schedule. You don't have to add a group schedule. You could simply click None. You could click the weekly option, which lets you choose day of the week and time. And for most cases, we're going to want to choose the custom option. So again, if this is a historic life group that's coming over, You could edit the schedule and let us know that they're meeting every other week and that's the cadence they'd like. In the case of new groups, we want to encourage groups to meet weekly for 6 to 8 weeks. And so for my group, it's a reoccurring group. It meets weekly on Tuesdays. The start day will be September 24th. And I want that to end after 6 occurrences because it's a 6-week group, because it's a 6-week study. And I'm going to click OK, and it's going to save those details for me. And we'll work our way down to group attributes. The type of group, again, is offsite because I'm meeting in a home. And I want to add featured tags. And tags allow people to easily search by affinity for a group that would be a good fit for them. So in the case of my group, it's open to men, women, married individuals, single individuals. This is a study because we're going through the Own It series. And it's young kid friendly because we have a bunch of young kids and we're open to working through kid care for our group. And so when people on the groups finder search any of those tags, my group would show up as a group that would be a good fit for them. I'm going to click Save. And I'm going to just look over this information to make sure it's accurate. So the name of the group is Weekend Recap, Own It series. It's a group for anyone looking to continue learning and applying the weekend teaching. It's an off-site group. It meets weekly on Tuesdays. And the featured tags, that looks good. Now you'll see here that my time says 12 a.m. I'm going to go in and edit that because I don't want anyone coming to my house at 12 a.m. So I'm going to go to Meeting Details, Edit Schedule, and change that to 6:30 p.m. Click OK, save, review those details, and essentially this is what would show up in the groups finder, and we have that in our record on Rock. So that's how you add a group to Rock.